And if you haven't been to the Diamond of Dirt tracks, this track was built way back in the mid-2000s whenever it was just a soybean field. Ron and Mary Jenkins built the track, a 3/8 mile dirt oval. And then Forrest and Charlotte Lucas bought the facility in 04, put in a multi-million-dollar renovation in 06, opened up with an MLRA event, 7-8 degrees of banking in the turn, 7,000 seats. You got 21 suites. It's known as the Diamond Dirt Tracks for a reason. To the south is Lake Lucas. Over to the east is the off-road track. And over in turn number 2, the Midwest Mods will roll out for their main event. And we invite you to sit back for 3 features on Thursday Night Mayhem here at Lucas Oil Speedway. I'm Shane Freeby. Doug Neff has made his way up to the broadcast booth. We'll get the field set for you for our 3 main events. First off, the Midwest Mods, Power Eye, the sanctioning body for this event. And Steve Muhlenberg, he is one of the living legends in this area out of Sparta, Missouri. He's won multiple track championships, a 3-time winner already this season. He will be on the pole in the 33. He comes to us from Sparta, Missouri, and Jacob Hall on his outside from Wheatland.
Row number 2, it's going to be Scott Campbell. He drives the 83 car from Rogersville, Missouri, and Tanner Cade, the 19. Hermitage, Missouri is where he calls home.
Andrew Bernheid comes from Olpe, Kansas in the 28, and Thomas Dunham from El Dorado Springs, Missouri, behind the wheel of the 21R.
Clint Drake starts row number 4. He comes from Moran, Kansas, 25. And Jerry Wheeler, the Nevada, Missouri, number 3.
While Steve Muhlenberg's on the point, his son Blake Muhlenberg from Sparta is back inside row number 5, and Jimmy Cooper to his right hand in the 51.
Pete Richardson, the Springfield, Missouri, 64, and on the outside is Hunter Stutzman, the Highlandville, Missouri. He rides his 668.
Noah Wolf will start inside row number 7 from Buffalo, Missouri, and Dustin Dennison, a 4-time winner on the season from Independence outside of him.
It is the 91, the young man from Cross Timbers, Missouri. That is Hoyt Miller. And Shane Paxton, the 18. He comes from Springfield.
Hume's Bobby Brown will start inside row number 9, and Caleb Rhodes, the high side hustler from Lebanon, Missouri, starting in 18.
Mitch Colder, the Fort Scott, Kansas, number 8. And on the outside, it's Garrett Jones, Springfield, Missouri, and he is in the 98.
Humboldt, Kansas is where Dylan Daniels calls home in the 96, and Jason Ensley outside of him from Kansas City in the 00.
And it is Steve Tiedemann, the S21, the Moo Daddy from Harrisonville, Missouri, and on the outside, Dylan Dampier, the Niagara, Missouri, number 28.
Michael Gillis was unable to get out for the heat race, but he is able to answer the bell to round out the 25-car field. He will start dead last in the 20. Power Eye Midwest Mods. Doug, there are so many different modified divisions, the Modifieds, the B Mods, the Midwest Mods, the E Mods. Here at Lucas Oil Speedway, we have been accustomed to the regular Modified Division and B-Mod. Midwest Mods make their way in. It is, if you will, a step down as far as finances go, horsepower goes. There's not as much adjustability in Midwest Mod as what you'll find in the regular Modified, but by having 25 cars here on a one-off race, it shows you how much these guys want to be here at Lucas Oil Speedway. Steve Muhlenberg, Jacob Hall on the front row. We are underway. Green flag in the air 20 times around for the Midwest Mods.
It is the 33 of Steve Muhlenberg, the veteran from Sparta, Missouri, and he takes the point. But right behind him, the 83 that belongs to Scott Campbell, Rogersville, Missouri, and it's 3 wide for second as they come out of turn 4.
You knew it would not take long for Scott Campbell and Tanner Cade to get into the picture. Those are the 2 blue cars back in 3rd and 4th right now, and Tanner Cade is making the move. In his heat race, he started on the front row, spun out in lap number 1, had to go all the way to the tailback, and within 8 laps, he was at the front. For Scott Campbell, earlier this year, there was an event here on an Enduro weekend where the Midwest Mods were a support class. He was running top 5, spun out all on his own, had to go to the back. Hard charge to the top 5 again, spun out again while he was in the front, had to go to the pits, a DNF for him due to the 2-spin rule, but Catfish has kept that in the back of the mind. He wants to win here at the Diamond of Dirt tracks. But Steve Muhlenberg barely able to hold off Tanner Cade as Cade is all over his back bumper, now looking to the inside to complete lap number 4. Tanner Cade will have a nose out in front, but the caution flag came out as he was crossing underneath the flag stand, and it comes out for the number 98 that spins around. Tater Garrett Jones from Elkland, Missouri brings out the Boone's Barbecue caution.
Tough luck for Cade as he was fighting hard to get around the 33 of Muhlenberg. Finally got it done just as that caution flowed.
Tater Garrett Jones out of Elkland, Missouri brings out the caution. A GRT chassis, crate engine. Brown V Advantage Farm and Fidelis, his main sponsors. 4 top 10s on the season, but they will woe the field down as the first caution comes out, and Tanner Cade, a man on a mission. He had grabbed the lead right before the caution came out, but they had not completed that lap. And with no timing, we're not NASCAR. We don't have timing out on the track that has loops to where whenever the caution comes out, the field is frozen. They go back to the last completed lap, and with that, Steve Muhlenberg is able to get back out in front. But you just wonder how much longer he can hold off Tanner Cade, as Cade was cutting into that lap time. He was running faster laps by 0.2 of a second, and he was right there with Muhlenberg.
And Muhlenberg, the veteran, he knows what that means. He's got those short runs that his car is working really good at. Longer run goes to the advantage of Cade. If Cade can get up and around in a couple laps, he is going to get the opportunity.
Told you the Midwest Mods were here earlier on this year. And who won? Steve Muhlenberg. He won here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks, one of 3 wins he has here on the season. Muhlenberg Excavating, Eagle Machine, and Muhlenberg Inc. sponsors for him, for the veteran that's been at this for well over 40 years now. Started racing back in 1980, has over 800 career victories. And with those 3 wins this season, he is breaking extremely close to the top 10 in the National Power I standings. He sits 11th right now, and that's because not only does he have 3 wins, but he has 14 top 5s. He has over 500 mod wins, over 300 B mod wins, and 10 Midwest mod wins to his credit. Field is stacked up now double wide behind your race leader in Steve Muhlenberg. They're going to let the rest of the field catch up. Yellow lights are still on for now, but the Wheatland Outlaw on the flag stand has that green flag in hand. You saw his left hand go over and flip the switch. That means the yellow light has been turned off. Green flag in hand, and the field is under the control of Steve Muhlenberg. But those 2 blue cars in his rear view mirror, wouldn't be surprised to see them try to split him on both sides in short order. Tanner Cade to the inside, Scott Campbell to the outside. Back underway, 3 down, 17 to go.
It is Muhlenberg, the 33, still on the point as they come around to Tanner Cade, the 19 in that second spot. Now Cade on the high side, Muhlenberg on the low side as they come out of turn number 4. This time to the line. Who is going to be the leader? It is going to be the 19. Tanner Cade takes the lead from the 33 of Steve Muhlenberg.
Wasn't going to take him long at all. And now that he is out in front in clean air, let's see how fast the 19 can pull away from the 33. In his heat race, once Tanner got the lead, he opened up over a 2-second advantage, pulling away from the rest of the field. And look at that, 4-car lengths, now 5-car lengths. And Steve Muhlenberg, if he's not careful, catfish. They call him catfish for a reason, and that turn 1 and 2 is exactly why. He gets down as low on the track as he can. He's nearly turning into an asphalt car, running down on the concrete completely off the dirt with his left front, and he'll grab second away from Muhlenberg.
Scott Campbell now moves up into that second spot. It is Muhlenberg with 33 in third. Here comes Hall. Hall, the 101 from Wheatland, Missouri, now has the 33 of Steve Muhlenberg in his point, but it is a battle up front. The 19 of Tanner Cade. Scott Campbell, the 83. Campbell on the low side. It is Cade on the high side. Still holding him off as they come around out of turn number 2 this time. We're going to see as they go. Tanner Cade still on the point, but how long will he stay there?
2 of the fastest cars in their heat race, and they are out front right now with Cade just barely out in front of Catfish. Biggest mover in this has been Michael Gillis. He started dead last after not making his way through the heat race. He is already up 10 spots from 25th to 15th. Dustin Dennison is up 7 spots. in a battle for fifth now as the younger Muhlenberg. That is Blake, and there's the 20, bringing a caution out, and a tough break for the hard-charging man making his way through the field. Can you say announcer's jinx? We talk about Gillis jumping up 10 spots. He spins it around and brings the Boone's Barbecue caution out 8 laps in. It is Night of Speed, presented by E3 Spark Plugs from Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. We'll be back right after this on Thursday Night Madness. Michael Gillis is back underway, and we welcome you back to Wheatland. It is Lucas Oil Night of Speed, presented by E3 Spark Plugs. Super clean Thursday Night Madness here from the Diamond of Dirt Tracks. I'm Shane Freeby. Doug Neff alongside. He's been a busy guy all day long here at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks from the minute we got here until this moment right now. And Tanner Cade, who is out front, has had an eventful night. He's had just as an eventful night as you have, Doug. After leading his heat race on the opening lap, spun out in turn 3, had to go to the back, up to the front he goes, past enough cars, and he is back up in the front again, but this time it's for the money. $300 to win for the Midwest Mods. Back underway as the green is in the air, but the Boone's Barbecue caution quickly comes out. I don't think Mike Striegel cared for how that started, and we see the Hobby Time Motorsports safety crew come back out to the front stretch. Maybe some debris
right there
located up here.
Something dropped off of one of them cars down there.
That'd be a front bar. I'll bet we can figure out who that is if we get the picture of the noses enough. Might be a rear one, can't tell, but Tanner Cade, again, a 5-time winner this year. He's won at Lake Ozark 3 times, a winner at Monette. He's won at Electric City, a 2-time winner last year when he came in to start the season at our Easter Bowl, finished 3rd. He's been in a stock car here before.
Rolling around there, the 96 car here tonight.
Dylan Daniels out of Humboldt, Kansas. He's got a top 5.
Shane, the yellow lights are out. That means we're going to go green flag out of turn 4. Striegel will turn them loose.
Delaware double file restart from second on back. Scott Campbell has chosen to go to the inside. That puts Steve Muhlenberg to his right.
As they come into 3 and out of turn 4, Striegel looks him over, green flag in the air, we're back up underway.
Tanner Cade very easy on the accelerator on the restart, and he goes to the high rent district. Up top, Catfish Hunter on the inside as Muhlenberg to his outside. Scott Campbell in the 83 has ran here in a number of different classes throughout the years. He has found a home in this Midwest Mod division. He is not wanting to relinquish that top 5 running order that he has right now. The POWRi National standings has some local flair to it as well, as the Hall of Famer Ben Newell currently sits number 1 in the national point standings. Not here tonight. He typically is just a weekend guy. But whenever he shows up, you know it's going to be tough for anybody else to win, because Ben Newell just dominates in this class. His son Dayton runs in Midwest Mod as well. His other son JC runs in a B Mod class, and JC Newell has won here this season. There are 3 generations of Newells, and 2 of those generations still run, still competitive, and still have national hopes in mind, and Ben Newell has that in this Midwest Mod class.
It is Tanner Cade on the point as they come around. Now a battle for that second spot. Second belongs to Scott Campbell, but here comes Steve Muhlenberg. It is also the 64 of Richardson. Richardson in that 3rd spot as they come around. Muhlenberg in 4th, and round out your top 5, it is Hall, the 101 from right here in Wheatland, Missouri.
So Tanner Cade, that distance is now stretched out to 3 seconds over Scott Campbell. Pete Richardson now back in 3rd as he's grabbed the spot away from Steve Muhlenberg. That is 4th, 5th and 6th. Muhlenberg in 4th, Jacob Hall in 5th, and Dusty Dennison, that's the 5D. Haven't really mentioned much about Dusty, but now he is up into 6th. Honey Badger's his nickname out of Independence. He's a 4-time winner on the season. A couple of wins at Electric City. He's also won at Central Missouri, 4th, 5th, and 6th again with Muhlenberg. And Jacob Hall staying as low on the track as you can get with 5 laps remaining. Started out being all Steve Muhlenberg up front. Once Tanner Cade got around him and Muhlenberg got into dirty air, he has drifted back to 4th. It's now a battle for 5th. Dennison to the outside of Jacob Hall. They've swapped it back and forth the last few laps. Both of them eyeing down the 33 of Steve Muhlenberg. We've had the question from time to time as to what classes run here, and would Midwest Mods be another class that could get added? With the weekly racing series that we have with 4 classes all having good car counts and a long night as it is, it's extremely difficult to add in a 5th class, but there are so many good classes around the Midwest that you could add. You could add the Pure Stocks, you could add the Midwest Mods, you could add the tuners from the USRA ranks, but I think the way the Midwest Mods at least turn out on a Thursday, you're a pretty good bet that they would pack the house also on a typical Saturday night that we race. Tanner Cade's lead now 3.5 seconds. The battle continues to wage for 5th between Steve Muhlenberg and Dustin Dennison. Muhlenberg stretches it out to 4-car lengths with 1 lap to go. Tanner Cade, that Outlaw Race Bodies number 19, has found its way to victory lane here at Lucas Oil Speedway before. Earlier this year, he found the podium in 3rd. Today, he's on the top of the podium. He will win Thursday Night Madness here from Lucas Oil Speedway as Tanner Cade takes home the big paycheck. He will win after picking off Steve Muhlenberg in the opening laps. Catfish Campbell comes up and says hey to him, as well as Scott Campbell finishes in 2nd. Your top 5, it's Cade, Scott Campbell, Pete Richardson, Jacob Hall, and Steve Muhlenberg, as Muhlenberg started on the pole, drops all the way back to 5th. Dennison, Hoyt Miller, Hunter Stutzman, the other Muhlenberg, and Blake in 9th, and Thomas Dunham rounding out your top 10.